family. I hope you're all blessed. I hope everybody is safe. And if you're in the Bronx, I hope you are okay. Some crazy stuff happened in the Bronx today. Some more threats from Muslims online today to a lot of different people. I can't release a lot of information yet because people have asked me not to. But there are a lot of big name social media personalities right now that are in secret moving to the middle of nowhere in rural places. And because of the threats that are being received, we're about to lose a lot of big name personalities that are letting other channels know that they are no longer going to be doing this very soon. And some pretty prominent people too. But you got to understand, they're having to pay almost $10,000 a day for security right now. I don't care about that because if you come after me and try to take me out, I'm down for that. You know what I mean? Let's do it. I get to go meet my father. I am completely sure of that. So, I mean, we can't say civil war at this point. We just say war against foreign adversaries from here on out. We have no information yet on what's happened in the Bronx, so we're going to go through the news story, and we're using Fox as a source and a reference simply because the video that we're going to use after this is also by the same source, so we want to keep it in the family, I guess you'd say. And this is on many different sources if you want to check it out. Bronx explosion creates wall of fire, injuring 7 firefighters. And yes, there will be a video in a moment here. 7 firefighters were hospitalized Wednesday night after a garbage fire spread to several parked cars and triggered a powerful explosion in the Bronx, officials said. Can we say the breakdown of society in New York? Can we officially say the society is completely broke down, where now cars are exploding because of how fucked up the city is? FD&y officials described the explosion as a wall of fire that engulfed the responding firefighters. What we know, emergency crews were called to 955 Westchester Avenue near Interval Avenue and Kelly Street just after 7 p.m. And keep in mind, every single news source is giving a little bit different of a story about this, okay? For reporters of a fire in the street, according to FD&y officials, flames from a pile of burning garbage quickly spread to nearby vehicles before an explosion sent a wall of fire towards firefighters working to contain the blaze. Now, when you see this explosion in a moment here, this explosion is pretty massive, clearly some kind of petrol fireball, but not something that would just happen because the car exploded. Being someone that's blown up a lot of cars with tannerite, and caught cars on fire in woods in my lifetime, the explosion's a little weird with this one. So we'll get into the video in a moment here. 7 firefighters were injured, suffering burns to their hands and faces. Fire officials said 3 of them were admitted to nearby hospitals with but not life-threatening injuries. Serious but not life-threatening injuries. All 7 were described as awake, alert, and in stable condition. The fire was brought under control at 8:19 p.m. Fire marshals and an FD&y hazmat team remained on the scene to investigate the cause of the explosion. Witnesses described the terrifying moment leading up to the blast. When I came out, I heard a boom like a big flash, said one nearby resident. I just seen all the smoke. Fool, in the air. And then the fire, it just looked crazy. Officials said they are reviewing surveillance video from nearby businesses to determine how the... What's up? Oh, nice. Sorry, I had to check that text. From nearby businesses to determine how the initial garbage fire started. So, either way, that's a pretty cool little drone. Either way, this is a breakdown of the city, period. This is a breakdown of the cities. Even if, I mean, I'm going to pull this up right now on YouTube where we just had it. And you're going to see this explosion. So for stuff to just be happening like this in the fucking streets, just willy-nilly, even if it wasn't an actual attack, it's kind of crazy. You know what I mean? It's just, now we're waking up every day. Air traffic control is about to shut down on Friday. The FAA, they're shutting down half of the airspace. Like, you can't fly. Nobody will be able to fly if they shut down the airspace. Let's watch this car explosion really quick.
Explosion happening earlier this evening in New York City. Fox 5 New York coming online with their 10 p.m. news just moments ago. Let's play out the top of their newscast. They have some video from the scene. They talk to some witnesses. Let's listen into what they know.
Regardless of how we find out this happened, it's the point blank fact that either it's somebody's purposely set this fire and maybe had some gas cans set up in the trunk of this car. With the way you're going to see the explosion, it was pretty massive for a car exploding. Or it's just going to be the breakdown and degradation of the cities, and now randomly every day something's blowing up or falling apart or fucking up. So, I mean, wait until we get into the fact that 800,000 residents are leaving New York this month, and a bunch of corporations are pulling out.
After we listen into some of their coverage.
Breaking news tonight. 6
Look at that.
firefighters.
That's not just a car blowing up. I'm sorry. I get there's about 10 or 15 gallons of gas in the trunk of that car.
The hospital where an update on their condition is expected at any moment. Linda.
That's right there, Stephen and Natasha. Well, first of all, over my shoulders here, you can see the door going in, the sliding glass doors going into the hospital.
That could have been. If that car had a full tank of gas.
Momentarily, but this is what I know so far. We'll be going in there to find out more information, but this is what I know so far. 6 firefighters were injured in this car fire explosion. I'm being told at this point they're going to be okay, but how it started was a garbage fire. This was in a neighborhood. Garbage fire spread to the car exploded. Well, we have video of that explosion, and you can hear the explosion. Take a listen.
Oh, really? I mean, that's pretty fucking massive for a tank of gas, bro. That's a pretty it's clearly some type of petrol explosion.
The car is exploding, and the fire.
I mean, that's like 4 stories of a fucking blast ball.
Tonight on Westchester Avenue at Intervale Avenue and Kelly Street. That is in the Longwood section of the Bronx. Now, fire marshals are on the scene. They are investigating.
This happened yesterday in the Bronx. Last night.
And then take a look at this video right here. You can see one of the firefighters on a stretcher. Again, 6 of them were injured. And again, I am being told they are all expected to be okay. Now, witnesses to this, you could hear them screaming on that video there.
Planes falling out of the sky, garbage fires, exploding cars.
When I came out, I heard a boom. I heard like a big flash, and then I just seen all the smoke in the air right here, and then the fire. It just looked crazy.
All the kids started shouting, look out the window, and then when we saw the 2 cars plus the garbage was in flames, and then there was a big explosion, and then like all the trees caught fire and everything.
Now, could there have been some gas cans in the back of that van, and maybe that's what it made such a massive fireball like that straight up in the air? Because normally, like, you have the car, you have the bottom of the car, and when it catches on fire, that the gas tank's under here, and you've got all this metal and stuff on top of that, so the fire would burst out both sides and through the bottom more than it would out the top like that, even on the van, because it's got all that targeted material that stops it from going up. So I'm assuming that work van maybe had some gas in it, some petrol or something in it. We'll wait for more details. I'm just speculating. This is an observation, a speculation. So, but it's just the fact that with the FAA announcing that they're shutting down airspace because planes are falling out of the sky because there's not enough people. Well, not enough people to tell you where to go has nothing to do with a fucking engine falling off of the plane. This is like the 3rd or 4th time this year an engine has just fallen off of a plane. What the fuck? look, the breakdown of society in America is a real struggle right now. It's going to get much worse in the coming months when everybody flees from New York. For you people in New York, it's going to get horrible. Because what you got to understand is you're going to have a whole bunch. What? YouTube just popped up a weird Q&A sticker that says, if I was a ghost, who would I haunt? What's bullshit? What's bullshit? Tell me what's bullshit. I just showed you the video of this shit fucking happening right here. This is an explosion that just rocked the Bronx. Just happened. Last night.
Well, we have video of that explosion, and you can hear the explosion.
Really? You can hear it when you see it? That's crazy. I mean, that's pretty massive for a fucking gas tank, and that's pretty high up.
You can hear people screaming as the car is exploding, and the fire engines, the sirens coming in.
Did the car explode, or did the van explode? Maybe it had some gas tanks and some machines in the back of it.
Intervale Avenue,
Well, I want to know.
Street. That is in the Longwood section of the Bronx. Now, fire marshals are on the scene. They are investigating.
Because if you look at the back of the van, the doors are open this way, out, not in. So if the explosion would have hit the back of that van from the car, the doors would have buckled in. They wouldn't have buckled out. You know what I mean? They'll show that in a second here.
I am being told they are all expected to be okay. Now, witnesses to this, you could hear them screaming on that video there.
Go right back here and
not believe what
is it? You can see the back of the van, right?
That unit was also brought in. And then take a look at this video right here. You can see one of the firefighters on a stretcher. Again, 6 of them were injured. And again,
we just heard a press briefing from the New York Police Department. They say
we're going to take a look at the back of this van.
From 7 firefighter injuries. So that's why the banner in the lower part of your screen says
screaming as the car is
So that explosion goes from here and it goes this direction. It goes straight out that way and up. It doesn't go out and down. It doesn't go that direction. There's a van here and there's a car. There's a van here and a car right behind it. So is that flame coming out of the back of that van and then catching the car on fire as well? Or is that car exploding and with it going up that way and like this, that can't just be from the gas tank. I mean, just logic would dictate that can't just be from the gas tank of the car. It has what, a 10-gallon, maybe 8-gallon gas tank on that 4-cylinder fucking Camry. It's not a 15 or 25-gallon gas tank like my truck. When gas explodes, yes, it makes a massive fireball like that. So it was clearly a petrol explosion, but I want to wait for but it's coming from the Bronx. So we can't really wait for the information unless we hear the FBI is involved, so all we can is make, it's going to be really hard to do at this point, buddy. I mean, this is going to take a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to get this country back at this point. With everything that's happening, I am kind of happy about Florida this morning. Our governor put a poll up and took a vote with the state of Florida. Guess what, New Yorkers? The state of Florida is closed for you, just so you understand. So unanimously, more Floridians would prefer if we put up a border wall to keep New Yorkers out and start double tariffing New Yorkers and people from up north that come to our state because of how bad they're screwing our shit up. So at least that poll came out today, and y'all know how we feel about you in Florida now. So when you come down here and you're offended and you hate it here, understand, we warned you. You can either come here and assimilate or you can get the fuck out. Just understand that. This is not America any longer. We're at war in this country. We're at war with Muslims and fucking communists. So that's just plain and simple. That's all there is to it. I'm not going to come on here and try to get us to come together anymore. Because the more I try to get you guys to come together and pray with us, the more you want to murder us. So I'm done. If that's all you want is you want to murder me and you want people like me murdered, hey, that's all there is to it. I have some nicotine pouches when I need the nicotine. Oh, I've had a headache for 2 days though since I quit smoking. So that's been really fun. But It is what it is. I got to get my lungs healthy because we're going to have some, we're going to get into on my evening story tonight. Before I forget to tell everybody, Kash Patel came out today and dropped a massive bombshell. But I'm waiting for I didn't want to do it live. I wanted to wait for the video to actually upload. And that's what we're waiting for right now.
Pharmacy ahead of the game. All family pharmacy.
We just missed an announcement from President Trump. Damn it. No negotiating, says the Republicans with the Democrats. So hey, Democrats, why don't you open up the government, man? I mean, you've milked this for everything you can at this point. So why don't you open up the government so people can get to their families on the holidays, because the air traffic is about to get shut down as of Friday if the government's not open back up. And when I say the air traffic, I mean they're shutting down airspace, massive amounts of airspace. Absolutely, 100%. You know, I mean, at this point, we can't even rely on the Senate to help us with Republicans, because, I mean, they could end the filibuster right now. Trump goes on every day and tells them to end the filibuster and open the fucking government, and they're not doing it, so. Oh, shit. What is this? So this is a kid that just popped up, and I've been enjoying some of his content recently.
If you are watching this on YouTube, you probably still have a couple more hours to vote against it. Because I personally do not want New York to become an Islamic caliphate.
Here's the funny part of people saying you can't rely on the president. The president is doing everything he can to follow the law right now. We're only 10 months in, okay? Eventually, Trump will just say, fuck these people, and we'll get some executive orders, and we'll get some Insurrection Act. But Trump is doing everything he absolutely can to follow the law for you guys. If he were acting like a king, you motherfuckers wouldn't be out here doing any of this shit right now. And we'd prefer him to act like a king right now. So let's see what's going on. Illegals voting.
Cuomo is spelled with a C, and Zoran Mamdani is spelled with a Z. Yet he shows up twice before Cuomo shows up. All right, so I'm really glad. This is why we keep the native leftoid, because he definitely makes things exciting. Anyway, the point that I'm trying to make is this is a scam. It's a scam. So you have to realize the average voter's the average voter's retarded. So these guys will go up, they'll throw a dart at this at the ballot, wherever it lands is where they get to.
What you see right now, how he's got this right here, that's very similar to the new Berserker avatar that I've got getting set up right now for my members only channels, and it's coming along pretty good. Trump's not spending his time golfing at all, and hey, guess what? Biden spent the majority of his time in 3 days in presidency. Trump did more press briefings and more than Biden did in 4 fucking years. So you can't talk about a president taking a break, because Biden took vacations at the most extreme times in America. Okay. Trump hasn't taken a break. He's running 24 hours a fucking day for us right now. He's on a fucking flight somewhere every 5 minutes.
Donnie, or literally any of these other guys that aren't even running except for Cuomo. This is diabolical. It's diabolical. It really is. So anyway, Patrick Bet-David noted.
So if you don't know what they're talking about right now, they pulled some of the ballots from yesterday, and a bunch of them had Zoran Mamdani's name on the ballot like 2, 3, and 4 times, and then Andrew Cuomo once down very far at the bottom. So they're finding a bunch of different ballots that have votes for Zoran Mamdani 2 and 3 times on them. And they found a bunch of criminal aliens that voted in New York already. So, and this is by your New York fucking pollsters doing this, not Republicans. Understand this.
That 765,000 New Yorkers say they will definitely leave if Mamdani wins. Bro, this will be the biggest exodus of Jews since Egypt, ladies.
And let's not mention the fact that some of the largest corporations, including supermarket chains, said they will shut down their stores and sell them and no longer do business in New York because Mamdani is now the mayor there. So understand, New York is about to, holy shit, it's already starting. I mean, fuck, he's been in office one day and shit's blowing up in the fucking streets. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be fun to watch New York fall like this after they voted for this. You know, this is unprecedented. This is shit that's never happened in America before. This is new for all of us. Okay, we see what this is, though. A lot of us are awake and understand what's happening right now. We understand what we're gonna have to do. We really don't want to. You know what I mean? We really don't want to have to do any of the shit that's about to go down. So I love you guys, man. I wanted to get on here and give you this information about this car blowing up because I have a feeling we're going to get some weird info coming out about that in the next few hours. And I mean, just Zoran Mamdani is still going on TV saying all this shit that he has no authority to do. The mayor doesn't have any of this authority, guys. I hope you understand that. Okay. It's just retarded. So I'm going to run for office and I'm going to give you free helicopter rides everywhere. And then we're going to pay you to go places. Okay. That's what we're going to do. We're just going to give you free helicopter rides all over the place because buses are too slow. You know, we can't make the buses fast enough. So we're going to get everybody a free helicopter and we're going to give you a free private jet. And then we're going to give you $500 as soon as you get on, and then we'll give you another $100 when you step off of it. So vote for me, okay? Because we're gonna make everything free. It's all going to be free, guys. That's insane. Nothing's free. Nothing's free. It's all coming from somewhere. So let's put it this way: in Idaho, or was it Ohio? Ohio, I think it was, when the city raised the tax for goods 0.1%. What did Home Depot do? They shut down every single store and moved 2 towns over because it's cheaper for them to go 2 towns over and move their whole business because contractors will travel because these aren't just grocery store lists. These are thousands of dollars they're spending at a time, and that 0.1% adds up. So they just left. That's what happens when you raise taxes on corporations. You're just not going to have those corporations anymore. They will just leave your fucking city. They have that money. There's 149 billionaires in New York City. If you lose those 149 billionaires, you no longer have an economy. You understand that, right? You no longer have food in your stores. You no longer have jobs. You no longer have any of this. So when you vote in communist, you have to understand that corporations are never going to agree with that because they're not going to pay those taxes. They're not going to pay people $30 an hour to work at fucking McDonald's. That's retarded. McDonald's is an entry-level job for teenagers that get out of high school. It's not a career that's supposed to support your life, okay? Flipping a hamburger and getting my order wrong every single time is not a skill at all. So what's happened here in Florida since we've voted for 15 an hour, and that goes into effect full-time next year. People are making 14 an hour in Florida right now, mandatory state law. Well, you walk into our stores and we don't have managers and things aren't getting delegated properly because they fire everybody but 3 employees and replace them with automated machines. And that's what's happening all over fucking Florida because of the minimum wage. 15 an hour, a company cannot sustain itself paying you 15 an hour and taking all the overhead of everything else and all of the risks and all of the insurance risks. You just can't. People don't understand how corporations work. Corporations might make billions of dollars a year, but they also spend billions of dollars a year in overhead and employee costs and workman's comp and a million different insurances and stuff like that. Do you know that an over-the-road truck driver has to have like $100 million worth of insurance on each fucking car he's hauling on that fucking truck? On each fucking car that's being hauled so you can have cars at your fucking local car lot. So when they're hauling drinks, like you like soda pop, you like bottled water, you like stuff like that. It's an extra 22% tax per 20-ounce fluid liquid that goes on a fucking truck to get delivered to a store. So now that is going to go up an extra 2%. They can't afford that. Can't make a profit. Grocery stores are very small profit corporations. They don't make a lot. They make like 2 cents per product, but they can sell it by mass numbers, so they make money off of it. You want to talk about raising prices? Oh, fuck. Put $30 an hour in. Then a hamburger is going to cost you $55. You go to McDonald's and buy a hamburger, it's cost you $55 because they have to recalculate everything in that corporation to pay for that fucking hamburger meat, to pay for that bun, to pay for that lettuce, those tomatoes. All that costs money. That shit just doesn't come to the corporation for free. It doesn't go to McDonald's for free. You understand that, right? They have to pay for all of their products. And guess who McDonald's is paying for their products? Bill Gates. Probably getting charged out the ass, and you're getting some vaccine in your foods. So if you didn't know that, all of the potatoes at McDonald's come from Bill Gates farms. And that some of their meat. So you're probably eating some genetically altered fucking Bill Gates 3D printed meat when you go to old Mickey D's nowadays. But it is what it is. If you can't understand those simple economics, you can't understand simple civics, which they don't even teach in school anymore. This generation didn't even have a civics class. It's fucking crazy, you know? And that's part of the problem with America, is your generation is stupid. You don't understand how to run a country. You think shit can just be free. And that's crazy. We would love to just send you to China for 6 weeks. 6 weeks. Give it that. Go live in China for 6 weeks. Apply for all your stuff. See how that works out for you. Go live in Canada and have a medical illness. And when you go to the hospital, they say, oh, hey, yeah, it's cheaper for us to let you have assisted suicide here than it is for us to treat your actual terminal illness. So how about we go with the option that we, unalive you? Holy fuck, man. What's up, birds? Oh, they're all waiting for me. Look at all these motherfuckers, man. Hey, what are y'all doing? Every day. Anyway, I gave you your news about the bombs. I gave you your news about New York collapsing for the moment. I love you guys. I'm going to go cook some lunch, and then we'll get back on here in a couple hours and go through some more news and see what's going on. But I figured that was pretty important to talk about, an explosion rocking the Bronx last night. At the same time, all kinds of other stuff was going on. So we'll see what happened with that. Hopefully it was all purely innocent. Hopefully it was, well, it's not purely innocent. If there's trash in the fucking streets to the point, how'd those garbage bags of trash get caught on fire? You know what I mean? That's what we need to know. Did somebody purposely set this to catch shit on fire and destroy something? Or was this just a fluke accident? Hopefully we get those answers sometime today. But normally you would hear FBI investigating with the police department. No, all you heard on this one was FD&y investigating. So, we can't really trust anything coming out of New York, and we know that. So, getting ready to stand up. Yeah, $2,000 a month. Guess what? You can get a mortgage down here in Southwest Florida, a 3-bedroom house for that. Orlando sucks. You should know that. Move in between Orlando and Tampa. Go to like Lakeland or somewhere. You'll get much cheaper rent there. You know what I mean? That's where I grew up in the area. I grew up between Old Town and fucking Tampa all my life. But at least you got Old Town. You move to Haines City. If you like Orlando, move to Baseball City or Haines City. You'll have a much better experience. You can move down off of by Webb's Chocolate Factory, live in a nice area that nobody's going to fuck with you, a little small town, and you're only, 10 minutes, 15 minutes from fucking Orlando, and you can literally mortgage a house in Haines City probably for fucking $1,800 a month, 2-3 bedroom house, maybe a pool in the backyard. So Orlando sucks. Though. Orlando's just as bad as going into downtown Atlanta or fucking New York most times. Especially down around, you know where I'm talking about, down around like where the bus station is, downtown Orlando, those areas. Oh man, it's real rough down there. You get off a bus in downtown Orlando in the middle of the night. Don't go around. Okay, if you get off the bus and you walk directly out the front door, you'll see a little convenience store to your right-hand side. And directly next to that is a massive fucking strip club because they make a ton of money from the people coming off the buses. But you're in the ghetto, so understand they also make money off robbing people right there in that area big time. When you get off the bus, it's like walking through, remember when in the 90s when it was safe to walk through the ghetto and that's where you went to get your weed? You know what I mean? Like you would walk down the street and first come, first serve, everybody be sitting on their front porch. You know, you come out and get a little nickel bag or a dime bag of some fucking Mexican weed. Now, they're sitting out there and they're just waiting to fucking knock you over the head. Shit's a lot different than it used to be. But, I mean, no matter what, I'm a native of Florida. I'll do everything I can. I'll give my life to fight for my state. You know what I mean? So, as much as I've lived everywhere else, I've never lived anywhere longer than Florida. And I love my state. You know, I always have, I always will. We're just a different breed down here. We get shit done. You know, we're not afraid of work. The morals that we're raised by down here are a lot different than, like, it's hard for me to deal with these people that come down here from up north. It's y'all are really shitty fucking people, man. Like your business sense and everything. It's like all you want to do is get over on somebody and not pay them what a job is worth. Like natives, when I deal with natives from here, they never try to Jew me down on my jobs. You know what I mean? They never try to get it to where it's not a fair price that we can work with. Every single person from up north that I bid a job for, every single one. Oh, well, can you do this $5,000 job for $800? No, motherfucker. No, I can't because I'm not making any money. But that's the kind of people they are. They just want to, I don't know. They just want everything for themselves and don't give a fuck. See, we think we're more like the belters from The Expanse. We think the more you share, the more plentiful your bowl is. You know what I mean? We share with each other. We help each other. Like all my locals, when I go into their stores down here or I go into restaurants, if they're a local, I haven't paid for food in a local restaurant in fucking probably 3 years because they appreciate what I do for them out here. Oh, hey, look, I'm about to get banned from TikTok because of this. I just got a notification earlier. I don't give a fuck about TikTok. I purposely not tried to rebuild my fucking profile on TikTok. I won't do that again. I had 10 million followers on TikTok before cancel culture, and I will not go through losing that shit all because they want me to speak a certain way or act a certain way. That's stupid as fuck. And yes, I do understand that my president saved TikTok, and I fucking hated every second of it. Every second of it. I was one of the ones that stood up for the TikTok ban. 100%. Any company, corporation that's from another country, especially a communist country, that can censor you in America should be immediately fined into oblivion, and tariffs should be set on that country for that corporation being allowed to do that, especially the Chinese Communist Party, because any company like ByteDance that runs out of China is owned by the Chinese Communist Party. That's how communism works. The government owns everything, and they allow you to run it. So, it is what it is. Check out Rumble, guys. Check out fivemind.com. Thank you very much. At Roy Williams, 1988. That was a great fucking year, man. Couple years before that, Dragon Ball came out on TV. Fucking, we had good TVs. What the fuck is that smell? Oh, man. Somebody must be getting a septic tank pumped somewhere. Do y'all even know what that is in the city? You know what a septic tank is? It says big bulge right here in the front yard. That's where all your shit and everything goes, because we don't have city sewer here. They're trying to connect everybody up to it, but after the hurricanes, what they did have built collapsed and flooded because it wasn't prepared for a hurricane or those types of floodwaters. So I hope everybody's going to be out looking up tonight. It's supposed to be the largest supermoon we've had in like 250 years. And the weather events are supposed to be absolute insane tonight. Like as far as microbursts, I don't know if you were on my live last night, but a microburst rocked the house next door. They come running out with their guns thinking someone was attacking them. I'm like, what are you doing? They're all out here with their guns and shit. But it's been past couple days from these sunspots that the 3i Atlas interfered with. We've been getting some pretty weird weather, like as far as anomalies like earthquakes and barometric pressure. And yeah, I don't know if you've noticed how shitty the internet's running right now. That's why the internet's running so shitty, by the way. We're not getting hacked. It's because we have extra solar radiation coming into our atmosphere right now. So everybody's internet and Wi-Fi is going to be running like shit probably later tonight. So, but that moon said to be one of the most beautiful moons we've had in our lifetime, guys. So check it out tonight. I love you guys. Be blessed. Be safe out here. I'll see you again very soon. See, anyone that just puts false or insults in my comments, I don't take you seriously, because if you were serious, you'd post some facts on what was false, instead of me sitting here going through 20 different topics and you just putting false or you're a liar or bullshit, especially when I'm showing it to you on video. So let's step it up a bit. You know what I mean? Like Mom Donnie said in his speech last night, hey, Donald Trump, let's turn this shit up. Fuck yeah, Trump, let's turn it the fuck up, baby. Let's get King Trump 2028 going. Now I'm all on board for Trump running in 28. You want to fucking bring a Muslim revolution into my country? Fuck, now we need a president to act a little more like a king and take this fucking country back from you terrorists. Are you fucking, you fucking up left and right. Everything's backfiring on you people. You're fucking up. All you're doing is setting the stage for the military taking you out. That's it. That's all you're doing right now, you know? So I'm going to ask you one more time, please calm down. We can all come together. We can debate about this. We can agree to disagree. We can pray about it. I'm very anti-Semitic. You mean I hate Muslims? Abso-fucking-lutely, because I don't hate Jews. I don't hate Jews, but I'm also not going to pretend like the Jews are fucking cowards and have nothing either. They're not a third world country. They've got money. They've got a nice military. They don't need our shit. It's great to be allies with them, but you don't need our money and you don't need our shit. You've got everything you need. You have the more advanced military over the people you're fighting. You don't need my shit. You know what I mean? Nobody needs my shit except for the people of my country. That's it. I care about America. That doesn't make me anti-Semitic. You don't know what words mean. You don't know what the concept of definitions are, okay? If I were anti-Semitic, I'd be out here saying I hated Jews. I don't hate Jews at all. I love Jews. Jews are the chosen people of God. David was a Jew. Samson was a Jew. Samuel was a Jew. Joshua was a Jew. Jesus was a Jew. I love Jews, you know? But I'm an American. I live in America. And I want my people to be taken care of, not other people's people. You know what I mean? The Jews hate me. That's a fact. The Jews hate us. That's a fact. Okay, so don't call me anti-Semitic. You're anti-white people. You're just anti-white people. Anything white people say or do, oh God, it's so fucking horrible. You're welcome, world, because only white people have fought wars to give you freedom and keep you fucking safe. No other country is doing that for you. Only us. Nobody else. Nobody else is being big daddy of the fucking world and paying for all your fucking shit. Just the white people. Sorry, we're so fucking horrible that we literally run the whole fucking world and keep it safe. Holy fuck, white people are terrible, man. Fucking terrible. The only culture that's ever fought a war to give black people fucking freedom, because all black nations still have legal slavery. Damn, fucking white people are fucking horrible, man. Terrible. You know, fucking terrible. I'm red. I've got red in my skin. But yes, the color of wheat. I have a little more aggression because I have more melanin in my skin than you do. So, it is what it is, guys. You know, you can think I'm evil because I'm white. I don't give a fuck. Guess what? No white nation has ever been conquered by any other fucking nation, so it really doesn't fucking matter. We are the enforcement power of the world. White people, we are the enforcement power of the world. Come get us, motherfuckers, if you hate us so much. So, I mean, you might not like that, but it's a fact. We're the majority of the fucking world. We are the majority. If everything came from fucking other cultures, then why is it that there's more white people in the fucking world than any other people? Tell me that. Oh, because you genocide. Well, then that sucks. That means you're weaker than us, motherfucker. That means you can't mentally contend with us. So stop bitching. Grow the fuck up. Holy shit. I'm sick of it, man. You know, we're the only motherfuckers that have ever given you what you want. Ever. Nobody else. Nobody. Your own race fucking hates you. Y'all kill each other in mass fucking numbers. You know what I mean? Other black countries fucking don't give a fuck about you. You move to fucking Africa, they'll just take your shit, even if you're black. They don't give a fuck. Don't care about you. You go to Haiti, they'll eat you. They got a cannibal running the fucking country of Haiti called barbecue. And the motherfucker is not a nutritionalist fucking cannibal, not doing it for self-sustaining. They do it out of fear. He's a fear-mongering cannibal. So, what's the alternative? You go back to your roots? Fuck. Good luck with that. Most black people in America wouldn't survive in Africa for 2 days. You know, they had, as a matter of fact, they did that experiment, didn't they? That girl went back to Africa and she came back to America and said, fuck that shit. I ain't doing that. That shit was savage as fuck, bro. So stop bitching, stop complaining, sit the fuck down, enjoy a good life. How about that? Just enjoy the fact that you can live in a country without actually being oppressed, even though you think you are. Your oppression is you can't get free shit. The oppression of people in Africa and China are they're being raped, murdered, and fucking slaughtered on a daily basis. What you're going through is not oppression. What they're going through is oppression. But fuck them, right? Who gives a fuck about the fact that there's still black slaves in another country? You just want to bitch about a country that had slaves 250 years ago that also, by the way, majority black slave owners. And most of the states were free states. Plus there was Irish slaves, there were Indian slaves, everybody was slaves to the British Crown. And then we became America and we ended slavery. America ended slavery. You understand that, right? You understand that's how that worked? America ended slavery. It didn't create slavery. It didn't bring slavery. The British brought slavery. The black slave owners, the Arabs, brought slavery. Okay. And 10,000 years before we even knew what a black person was, the Slavs, which is where slave came from, Slav, white person, Slav, were the slaves. You understand? So for many thousands of years before black people were even slaves, or we even knew what the fuck you were, we conquered white countries and took slaves of white people, okay? But they all united with each other and got themselves out of slavery. We're the only culture that pulled ourselves up by the fucking bootstraps and pulled ourselves out of slavery and didn't have to have a whole entire other culture fight a war for us and give us slavery. We weren't given slave freedom, we took it, okay? The difference is we took slavery for you. That's the fucking difference. You say, well, black people are the ones who fought the war. Shut the fuck up. 12 platoons out of the entirety of the regular army had fucking black African slaves in it. And guess what? You know why they went to war? Because they were given freedom and plots of land and the right to vote for going to war. They didn't go to war because they were forced to. They went to war because they were given freedom for going to war. So get your facts straight when it comes to this country, okay? Because we became America to fight a war to all be free from oppressors that wanted to stop us from practicing our Christian religion and wanted to kill us and had us as indentured slaves working their plantations. We weren't even the slave masters. We had a master that we had to answer to. You understand that, right? Clearly you don't. Because you think we owned you. Americans didn't own slaves. British rulers that we took this land back from, we fought a war so we could be free Englishmen from the British crown who were slave mongers. Get it? Do you understand? No, you don't. That's the problem. You still don't understand. I literally just broke it down to you in layman's terms, like for the most retarded person to understand, and you still don't understand. So it's easy for me to break things down into retarded standards because I'm a retarded standard. So, did you fart, you son of a bitch? I ain't never giving you chicken salad again, you little motherfucker. She just blew my fucking trailer apart. Bink, 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 boop. Bink, 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 boop. What? What do you want? There's no way you got to go outside again. You've been outside 3 times in 1 hour. 1 hour. Tell me when we were actually America. When we were America, because we were the colonies at that time. We were not America. You understand that, right? You do get that? So, we fought a war. We formed the Republican Party with 4 black men to end slavery. And we started fighting a war to end slavery. And then Abraham Lincoln signed the Declaration, the Emancipation Declaration, and we officially ended slavery for you. We were not America until 1861, when the actual Constitution was ratified. You understand that, right? So 1776 was the Civil War, but we were still the colonies. 9 colonies came together. We forced New York to come together with us. Who was that? Benjamin Franklin, I think it was. Was it Benjamin Franklin or Thomas? It was one of the two. We forced them to come together with us, which got us the flag with the snake that went across it with the 9 colonies airmarked onto the flag. Okay. And we fought an entire war to end slavery. But you don't know fucking actual history, so you think we had slaves up until the 1960s. We didn't have slaves in the 1960s. We still had racist people because we had slaves for a long time. And the South that aligned with the British and wanted to keep slavery, the Democrats, the Dixiecrats, the party of Dixiecrats, the party of slavery from the original ballot, who were the Democrats, who funded the KKK and funded Nazis and funded Byrd and all of them. So, slavery was ended before the 13th Amendment happened, though. The 13th Amendment just made it illegal to keep slaves in your plantations. We were long before then ending slavery. We didn't. In the 1920s and 1940s was the best time black people ever had it when it came to prosperity in America. They had clean neighborhoods, functioning nuclear families, and then the welfare state popped into the cities on all the black people and just fucked their whole lives up. Because when we first ended slavery, you guys had it fucking great as far as owning black entrepreneurs, building businesses, rising up in the cities, building big fucking, like, they had free black men. Am I saying there weren't racist people at that time? No, I'm not saying that. There were very racist people all the way up until the fucking 90s. They had KKK and white power and all that shit running around. They used to have massive billboards in the state of Florida. You don't know your history. You don't know anything about history, but I forget. It's your job to get on and say I'm wrong. And that's what's so sad about these people. The side of history they are is they're the brown coats of fucking Nazi Germany, basically. The black coats of fucking Italy that come in and just try to disrupt people and stop them from speaking and say, no, this is wrong. But you've never read a history book in your life. You know? You've never lived in any of these southern states that literally have a reenactment of the Civil War every single fucking month. So, That's what I'm saying. We can't function as a society with uncivilized people like this that have no clue what's going on in the world or what's happened in this world. These people can no longer live in our civilized society. They must be removed forcefully at this point. So they're either going to get in and constantly disrupt our activities and what we do, or they're going to try to murder us in the streets. There's no room for that in America. We have a civilized society here. We don't murder people in the streets. We don't go around terrorizing people and tormenting them. We don't bother people. We build each other up, and we live peacefully with each other, and we coexist as human beings. That's what we do in America. And if we can't do that, then we have to go back to when the Constitution was originally written, like George Washington said, and think of the times of what they were going through and act as they acted. That's what we need to do. Okay, so we need to go through and we need to look at what George Washington did when he enacted the Insurrection Act and rebuilt the country, basically. Same thing with Abraham Lincoln. They said he couldn't do it. He said, fuck it, I'm the president. I'm enacting the Insurrection Act. We're going to pull all these fucking assholes out by their hair. We're going to arrest them and we're going to deal with them. And that's what we need our president to do right now. Because we're done. All these people thinking that, oh, these Republicans are just talking shit. No, we're ready for war. We're ready for war with you. You started this war, and we're going to finish it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. There's no more, I'm trying to unite with you. You're my fucking enemy, plain and simple, period. You come at me on the streets, I'm putting you down like a dog, period. There's no other in between. I'm not trying to coexist with you. I don't pray for demons. I don't pray for people that have committed blasphemy of the Holy Spirit, because there's no forgiveness for that. You're no longer a brother and sister of Christ. You're following Muslim teachings. You're standing up for terrorists that literally want to murder you. So you're just martyrs. That's all there is to it. You're martyrs to this country at this point. I am not calling for violence, but I am 100% calling for action of violence. If these people get violent around you and they act like uncivilized animals, you treat them like the uncivilized animals they are. Donald Trump, that includes your officers, your federal officers, and your military. We need to get 29 Palms down to New York right now, and we just need to clear it the fuck out. That's what we need to do. Physically take our country back. We are at war. There is no more room for politics. There is no more room for fucking letting these people. They don't care about our constitutional rights. We no longer can worry about theirs. Oh, do you understand, people? This is war. We are at fucking war. I love you guys. Have a very blessed day. I will be in the thick of it fighting with you when this shit goes down in the next few months. Donald Trump's already made it very clear, and Pete Hegseth. They full-heartedly expect these people to do something massively stupid between now and the middle of next year, which is only a few months away if you think about it, because it's November. We're almost into next year already. They've already implemented and have trained a direct action terror force with the 29th Palm Marines. They're ready to put them in every city, in every state, and they're ready for direct action, which means within 30 minutes to 24 hours, 30 minutes to 24 hours, they're already going to be preparing, geared up on the plane and on the fucking streets of these cities. And guess what? Direct action is different than just putting the National Guard on the street. It's actual fucking military, and they're only under the president's order, not under your liberal fucking prosecutors, not under the state. They take the president's orders and Pete Hegseth's orders, and that's it. And they will be authorized to do what needs to be done, because you people are fucking terrorists. That's what a direct action terror force is for, going after terrorists. So we can see that you're right. I'm ranting. Love it. Thank you for being on here and in my fucking, no, this is not a civil war. This is just a war, because these are foreign invader Muslims now in our country declaring they are done hiding and they are going to turn all of America into Islam. Like I said last night, these leftists, that's why I don't give a fuck what they're saying. They're obsolete now. They no longer matter. Their useful idiot status is fucking over with these Muslims. The Muslims have now activated themselves. They've said physically yesterday that they are out of hiding and they are coming for us. So these useful idiots, they're done with them. They're finished. You notice all these Muslims marching in the streets in the past week. Every time a leftist come up to them, they either beat the fuck out of them or they told them flat out, no, you're not on our side. You better get away. And they've got officers in between these leftists and these fucking Muslims because they know these Muslims will just kill them, especially if they're fucking gay. Especially if they're fucking gay. So these people literally have no one to stand with anymore because the Muslims hate them. We don't like them. We don't hate them as human beings, but we hate your communist ideology and the fact that all you want to do is fucking murder people. We hate that. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, guys. I'm getting off of here. I know I keep saying that. I'm procrastinating, but I see these little stupid okay, the majority of the people that live around me are young people in my age. I'm 43 years old, bro. The guy across the street, the ex-10th Mountain Division guy, he's 29. She's 32. I don't know how old he is, but he's close to my age right here. There's a massive swath of people that are my age here. Yeah, there's a lot of old people here, and that's why people like me are out here making ourselves a target, so you don't target these old people that can't defend themselves. We don't want you to be the fucking cowards we know you are. We want you to come after people like me that can defend ourselves here. But in this area that I live in, surrounded by old people, within a 25-mile radius in every single direction, there's a fucking massive militia. So we got the Oath Keepers on one side of me. We got the Berserker militia, which is us. We've got the fucking Proud Boys, which are all great friends of mine. I know all the fucking head presidents of the Proud Boys around Southwest Florida. We've got General Flynn's civilian army right over here. We've got the Minutemen going up towards Sarasota. I mean, in every direction, there's a militia with at least 3,300 people in them. We've got a small army down here in Southwest Florida, and we're ready. That's what we've been doing since 2016 and all this political shit started. We warned you. I spent all of 2020 election when I had my fucking big Trump store selling you people fucking dry goods and tactical gear. You know, we've got entire storage sheds prepared for the situation that's about to happen. Because you don't understand the ramifications of all of this shit being shut down for 2 or 3 months. You don't understand the ramifications of, in the next 3 weeks, these stores are going to be empty because nobody's spending the food stamps in them to offset the cost of keeping the shit on the shelves. You don't understand the fact that your economy's about to crash in fucking New York. And you people are going to have to fight each other in the streets to get stuff. You're not comprehending what you've done, but you will. Give it a couple months under Mom Donnie in New York. You will. Wait until all these people say, oh, look at all my babies waiting for me. Why are y'all following me like assholes, man? Stop following me around. I'll get you something. Shit. Hold on, guys. I got to take care of these babies real quick. Sometimes it sucks being the animal man. It's very expensive. Being the animal man. Yes, and this is all natural and raw today, guys. All natural and raw. My babies. Don't make your noise. That's enough for now, guys. I know. They don't make sense. Look at them. They do not make sense. And the noise they make doesn't make sense either. But now you know where they get that noise from, those fucking weird chicken things. Anyway, back to it. I digress because the babies came out. So for the trolls in here that are talking all this shit, what do you expect to happen in New York? Do you really think that Mom Donnie has the authority as a mayor to give you all this free stuff? Seriously. Do you really think that Mom Donnie has the authority as the mayor to do everything he told you he was going to do? Because he doesn't. The mayor has no authority except for over that city. So people don't even have to leave the state. They just have to leave New York City. You know what I mean? Mom Donnie's acting like, oh, well, as long as they're in this state, they can be taxed by me. No, You only have any authority inside that city limits, and that's it. You're the mayor of a city. You're not the mayor of a fucking state. That makes no fucking sense. He's not the governor. He's not a congressman. He's not a senator. He's a fucking mayor. Haven't you ever watched the Batman movies? The mayor has no authority. You know, there's a commissioner in between the mayor and the police department. I mean, and he's still keeping, isn't the Jewish commissioner still staying on? Because she's been doing a pretty bang up job lately. Didn't they just announce last night that he's going to keep the Jewish commissioner on? Because the Jewish fire department head quit because he said he wouldn't be a good fit with their communist fucking Muslim regime. So if we have these laws in America about anti-Semitism now, how are y'all going to start acting when they start going and picking these people up and banning these people for being anti-Semitic against Jews? Because they're Muslims. They're just naturally anti-Semitic. They hate fucking Jews with a passion. They want them all dead. Intifada. And they actually said that last night. They said, bring the Intifada to America. Listen, man. The last thing you want to see is a bunch of trucks like this flying up to fucking New York. That's the last thing you want to see, we promise. Because we're not going to just come and fucking protest in the streets. We're coming for fucking whatever we got to do. Just please chill out. Please calm down. Please understand that you're making mistakes right now that cannot be reversed. And you're not going to make it out of these mistakes. Because you're literally caught between two walls now. You're caught between a wall of Muslims who literally want to kill you and a wall of patriots who just want you put in prison and in mental asylums because you can't live in a civilized society because you do shit like bring Muslim takeovers of a country into play. And you're going to have no say or any involvement in this war. It's not, you're done now. You're finished. You leftists are finished. You achieved your goal. You achieved their goal. They even said it last night. They've achieved their goal and they no longer need you people. They flat out said it. They no longer need you because they've achieved their goal in New York. So what are you going to do if they don't need you? You going to keep voting that way? You're going to vote some more communists then? We got our own battle in Florida. We got a communist running for governor here. He won't make it, but we got one trying to. Because these fucking black-rock-handed motherfuckers have been coming to our state for the past 4 years. And we've been exposing that. But when DeSantis put that poll up last night, it proved how the Florida citizens feel about all of this stuff. I think the options were, what was the options in the poll? Either build a wall to keep people from up north out of our state, build a border wall in Florida, or double tariff any New Yorkers coming to Florida, or no, allow them to come here and assimilate. And I think only 10% of the population voted to allow them to come here and assimilate. 38% of the population, or 30-something% of the population voted double, triple tariff them when they come here, which I agree with that. I mean, we love money. We like money, especially from people that we don't want in our state, because you're transplants. You're not citizens. Understand, if you go to a state, you don't change your driver's license to that state and become a resident of that state, you don't live under the same state constitution as an actual citizen of that state. Just like America, when you come into America and you don't assimilate, you don't live under the same constitution as the rest of the country. Same thing each state has their own state constitution. And if you come to Florida and you're not a Florida citizen, you don't get to live under the same laws that we Florida citizens do. I hope you understand. I've tried to explain that to you. That's why Rick Scott in 2022 put out a travel advisory to all people coming here from New York and explained exactly that to you. That if the residents don't want you here, there's nothing that you people from up north can do about that. Okay? You got to understand, you chose to pick sides. You guys chose to pick sides, and then you fled to our side. When your side got so fucked up, you were scared that you were going to be killed. You're not fleeing because you disagree with the policies. You're fleeing because you don't feel safe. We would much rather not have people flee to our state that are too much of pussies to stand up to tyrants in their state. Because if that happened here, you better believe every redneck in the motherfucking state of Florida would be at the Florida Capitol armed to the fucking teeth, and that no communist in Florida, no Muslim takeover in Florida, motherfucker. What happened when those Muslims came out here? I exposed that, what, a year ago for you guys out here at Titty Lake? We got rid of those motherfuckers in a day. They're gone. They're not in our town anymore. You know? You tend to forget about the Hatch Act and the 1954 Communist Control Act of America. Beautiful time of year when you can get that old peppermint mocha. Okay, now I'm done ranting on that and talking shit. I love you guys. Thank you for the donations today. I wish the cell phone would let me pull it up. Listen, man, I want to go live from my OBS studios, but until we get at least 2,000 or 3,000 more followers to where the notifications start popping up more in the algorithm, YouTube is a mobile server, first and foremost. So no matter what, when you go live on your cell phone, and we did this side by side 2 months ago, remember? You go live on your cell phone, you're guaranteed to get 1,000 more views than you would on your fucking laptop in an hour. So, OBS is good. It's Streamlabs, it's fucking garbage. Within 5 seconds of being on OBS, you can learn how to use the system. It's very user-friendly. It's Streamlabs. I paid for all this extra shit with Streamlabs. And every single site, you got to go find your stream key, your fucking RTMPS, all that shit. OBS Studios just automatically does it for you. You know what I mean? All you have to do is pull up a tab and it automatically puts it in the picture-in-picture for you. So it makes it very simplified. The only difference is you're right on it does suck in a couple ways but the only way to run an RTPMS is off an OBS system. You do know that, right? So like Rumble, you can't run Rumble properly live without an OBS system because you got to be able to attach RTMPS IP server address to it, and you can't do that with a regular stream account. So that's why I'm happy that YouTube is getting all this new stuff together for creators to be able to edit while they're live. I've been tinkering with the new beta stuff, and it's a lot of bugs in it right now. There hasn't been one time yet that you can show me that my predictions have not come true. I told you that there was going to be a Muslim and communist takeover in New York within the next year or last year. Here it is right the fuck now. And yeah, sure, I'll come on here and I'll send you some free merchandise if it turns out that in 6 months from now, a bunch of people haven't fled from New York and your state's not completely fucked by next year. Absolutely. If you don't have Muslims in your streets, I will come on here and I will make a 1-hour video just apologizing about how fucking wrong I was. Because I've made many retraction videos on here and pulled down many videos and said, oh, well, you know, I ended up being wrong about that because the sources that came out didn't give me the right news. So I was wrong about it. That's why it takes me a few hours to release shit before other influencers do, because they'll just see an article and release it a lot of times. And I, at this point, want to know all the information. That's why I said what I was talking about with this explosion in the Bronx was speculation at this point and just my opinion, because we have been released no information on exactly what happened. So yes, if I'm wrong about it, hey, I'm wrong. You people tend to think that people are supposed to be right all the time. Like, you think that a president is going to just give you everything that you want when your president gave you nothing. Nothing. He didn't help you at all, except give you a free shit. He did help you. He didn't help us. That's right. He did help you. He just didn't help us because he gave you our money. So you're right. I guess he did help you. But how about all the student loan debt that got overturned? None of your debt ever got paid. You thought your debt was gone, and then boom, it popped back up. That sucked, didn't it? Because the president doesn't have the authority to end student loan debt. It doesn't work like that. Have a good day. Be safe. I got to get off here.